For this week, we're going to be going to other experts, not just the experts in your research, but the expert librarians who are going to tell us how to use the resources in the library. I want you to watch these tutorials created by librarians. They're very short and excellent. So watch how to use the library and how to search for articles, not just in the catalog, but also in databases. And databases are what we're going to be going through next. And the way we get to them is you can go link by link through the library, or you can go straight to this link, which is a literary page set up by one of our librarians. And when you go there, you're going to see different journals that we can look at. I recommend JSTOR and Project Muse for this project because those have things that relate to literature and fantasy and can really support the kind of projects you're doing. So let's go there ourselves. When you click on the link, you may have to sign in if you're off campus. I've already signed in. But you're going to find here it has your best bets. Project Muse is listed as one of them. And notice also there's the Oxford English Dictionary. If any of your research for this is going to involve needing a definition, that is an amazing resource because not only does it give you the definition of a word, but when and where it was used. So if you're looking at a 19th century novel, this will tell you what those words meant in the 19th century, how contemporaries were using that term, and whether it's changed or not. But your scholarly resources are going to be at things like Project Muse and JSTOR. So let's jump straight to JSTOR because that's one that's not discussed here. And in JSTOR, as you notice, it wants me to sign in again, and it's my email address without the @lmu.net.edu. See, it's just my name, my password, log in, and it'll take me here. Once you get here, you're going to advanced search. Because in the advanced search, you can get multiple words like fairy tales and games. Just like you, I'm doing a research project, and this is how I do it. I want content I can access. Now, if you don't get any hits, you might want to do all content, and then you could do an Iliad search for any articles you don't get. But I suggest content you can access. And then hit reviews and books and maybe, research reports. But you don't want reviews because reviews are not scholarly sources. They're just book summaries. And that's not going to help you unless you're using it to actually go get the book. So do articles, books, and you have a date range. You want stuff for at least one of your sources to be in the last 10 years because it's important to keep up with what people are doing. So you're going to narrow your search like that and then submit advanced search. It's going to think about it and look it's generated almost 2,000 hits. So this first one is an excellent source. It's a scholarly source that's really going to hit on my topic, which is this relationship of storytelling and these two different fairy tale writers. So I would get that. And once I get here, I would hit download PDF. You always want the PDF and you always need to download it. And it's a two-step process. Notice I hit download PDF, it takes me to the PDF, which then I have to download again. So I would name it something I would remember. This is Fairy Tales and the Funnies. Save it. You can upload, you can save it to the wiki, you can put it in an online space. I definitely recommend keeping your material not only on a desktop, but also in the cloud because terrible things can happen at the end of the semester and then you have lost everything you need. But why do we download the PDF? Why can't we just get the URL? That's up here and outside of the box that you can see. Well, the reason we can't just use the URL is it's a mutating URL. That is, it will not open this page again. This is protected. That's why you have to sign in through the library. copying the URL will not work. You have to download the PDF if you want to save it. And the other thing you can do is cite it. Because when you cite it, it'll here have a stable URL that once you sign in, you could then use to access it. So since I do MLA, I would copy MLA and I would put this directly on a Word document. Because this has just done all the heavy lifting for my Works Cited page. Works. But since I don't know if I'm going to use it yet, I would just call it a bibliography. Place in the citation. Now, notice how it's changed fonts around and stuff. I would have to go in and correct that. And I would also have to create a hanging indent, which is special hanging OK, because that's how it should be formatted. Press save and keep going. So that is how you get the article and you get the citation, two really important things for moving forward. Now, what is the trick, the magic to finding the right sources? There is none. Finding sources is just a scavenger hunt. It is a lot of work and sweat and blood and tears. And what you're doing is you're throwing out key terms, terms that you think might be related to your topic. And you're seeing what they generate. So let's say fairy tales and games isn't bringing me what I'm looking for, which is games that children play. So I would go back into advanced search and I would try again, perhaps children games. And I would add a search box and put in fairy tales. And let's see if that generates anything. Remember, only articles, books. And this time I'm not going for a date range because that one I got was pretty recent. So I can afford to have earlier ones. That doesn't look like what I'm looking for, but maybe, so Courage of the Fairies. I could open this and just like it's going to say later, you can look at the introduction, look at the beginning, or look at an abstract and see what that tells you. Is this something that I want? If it looks close enough, I would download it, cite it, and keep going. So that is how you're going to gather all of these resources together. I suggest getting about 10 articles, and then you're going to narrow it down to 5, because chances are, even if you get 10, it'll be hard to pick out 5 good ones from within that. So